I want to introduce you to my grandparents. They met in Victoria during the war and moved to Manitoba shortly after, where they farmed. My dad was born there, and so was my aunt. Life was harder back then. The house had no electricity for the first 4 years they lived there, and no running water the whole time they lived in Manitoba. They didn't have those luxuries until they moved to Duncan and purchased a dairy farm in 1958. Things became easier in BC. Tractors were purchased, barns were modernized. My dad took over the farm in the early 70s. As the seasons changed, so did my grandparents. I'll never know how hard it was for them on the prairies, or how hard it was packing the family up and moving to British Columbia and starting over again. But I can thank them, and I can thank my parents for all their hard work. My grandparents were married for 64 years. It would have been their 65th wedding anniversary this summer, but my grandfather is no longer with us. But I'll always remember his smile. The land and buildings have changed as well. Barns were built, barns were torn down, houses were changed, added on to. Trees were planted, gardens were changed, things grew. But one thing hasn't changed: family get-togethers. I grew up in the same house, had the same bedroom, and roamed around the same property for my entire childhood. I used to think I was hard done by because I didn't live in town, wasn't close to some of my friends. But in retrospect, I think I was really lucky.